Hello, witness the madness. Witness. What I like about that title, witness, so much of a woman's work of coming to her womanhood is being witnessed. So today was womanhood initiation. It happened at 12 o'clock today. And it is really amazing to be a part of this. So one of the topics that came up that's inspiring today is control. This illusion of control and the different ways that we attempt to control that gets in the way of our visibility and a number of things. And before I go on, though, a few announcements. So, starting next Monday, I will be here reinstating my regular programming, regular show, and it's going to be called Woman. Remember, I told you I was deciding between spiritual and rich. I really like spiritual and rich, and I wanted to be clear, like when my opening every day, that this is womanhood. This is womanhood, and then the subtext is spiritual and rich. Just FYI. So that starts next Monday, and I've decided I will be here at 12 noon. I'm going to stick with my 12 noon time. So starting next Monday, I'm going to be Monday through Friday. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific with womanhood. Pardon the slurping. This is my first cup of coffee today, and I'm enjoying it. So, thank you for all the hearts already. We got 614 hearts. Welcome in. There aren't many people here yet. Let's see who else ends up joining me. Of those of you who are here, if you find value when you're here and you're here on a regular, look, Luminous already did it. Luminous already did it. Thank you for sharing the live, Luminous. I appreciate that. Do I still have blueberry in my teeth? I just ate a bit of a blueberry muffin. Thank you for liking the live Witness the Madness. Thank you, Orinthia. Orinthia? Yeah, Orinthia. So this topic of the insanity of control and the illusion of safety. Yeah, I think this is one of those things that's been around for a long time before any of us got here. So here's what happened, and this is common. By the way, my name is Naima. For those of you who are here for the first time, I am the founder of the Academy for Womanhood, where we help women grow up and become unapologetic women who have the courage and audacity to come into their full power and allow their lives to be led by true desire. Sent to Harmony. Who's Harmony? So this topic of control. So this not wanting to be seen, and I've heard this many times. So I don't want to be seen, or it's like this. So I'm seen in my little community where people know me. Who here deals with this? I'm good inside of my little community where I am, whatever that community is, right? Maybe you're a yoga teacher and you do whatever yoga and teaching you do in that community, right? You teach, you coach, you heal, you whatever in your community, right? You're totally cool with being seen there and being an authority there and being cool there. But then to actually play the bigger game that you want to play in the world and help more people and show up in a bigger way on the world stage, now, in order to do that, you got to put yourself on the internet in a way that you don't know who is going to be watching you. And you cannot dictate how they perceive you, right? You get on here and put up a piece of content on TikTok, you don't know if somebody in South Africa gonna see it. You don't know if somebody in Hawaii gonna see it. You don't know if somebody in France is gonna see it. You don't know how old they're gonna be. You don't know what their triggers are. You don't know how nothing. And so because you want to be in control or feel like you're in control, you don't let yourself be seen, because if I maintain where I am, oh, oh, you guys are cool, huh? Hey, if I maintain where I am with the community that I'm familiar with, that knows me, I know how they think, right? I have a level of control. Then I don't need to think about these other people who may look at me as some other, who may judge me, who may, have, negative things to say, so, so I stay out of helping more people. I stay out of playing a bigger game, creating more content, creating any content, because if I'm not seen, I get to have this feeling of control. Anybody here deal with that? I get to have this feeling of control. You sharing my business. So yesterday, a woman signed up for Woman. Woman is our new community. I think Luminous and Harmony, you guys both should be in Woman, and you should sign up today. I host the initiations so you can have an experience as a means to come in. However, you guys are here very regularly. Harmony, I already know what you're inside of. And so I feel confident to say that both of you should go to my profile right now, click that link. Of all the options that you see there, one says Womanhood, I think, or it says Woman. One says Womanhood Initiation. It's not that. It's the one that says Woman. And I strongly encourage both Luminous and Harmony to go there now and sign up for Woman. The details are there. Obviously, if there's more questions, you send them to me. But the first 25 women are going to be my pioneering community members. Okay. The first 25, we already have 3. And one woman signed up and paid for a full year yesterday. And she said, what made me think of this is because what somebody said just here, Orinthia said, you in my business or something like that. Yeah, you sharing my business. She said, Naima, you have a way of being all in people's business and don't even know it. She said, you'd be all in people's business. And we were on the phone, and a lot of us are not used to being in relationship with, like on the phone with, having sex with, living with, or just friends with powerful women, particularly women who are powerful like me. So when you're with me, I'm with you. You see. So when I get on the phone with somebody, I hear, I see, everything. So she's saying things, she's doing things, she's breathing a certain way, all kind of stuff. And I'm reflecting back to her. She's like, oh, you all in the business. You all in the business. And here's the thing, this is how all of us actually are. What we do is we just cover it up and we just pretend that it's not there. We lie, we smile, we placate, we sort of help keep each other's, we keep ourselves where we are, but we don't say it. We do this in our marriages and our romantic relationships. It's like we both agree to sort of stay right here. Because as soon as one person says something, I might be even doubtful to say something to you because I know I'm not holding myself responsible and accountable. So because I know I'm not, I don't say nothing to you. You know you not. And so we quietly agree to stay in this inferior state. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's how this stuff goes. So like I told Iris, I said, you're not going to be around me and not become more. It's just a natural thing. Yeah. I told the women during the initiation today, I said, it's pressure in this community, not force. We're not like you better and like trying to make you feel bad for not doing something, achieving. That. It's just eyes are on you, loving eyes that wants you in the power that you already said you wanted. Or we're not like pushing anything on you. You want your power. That's why you're there. You want to be seen. That's why you're there. You want to show up bigger on the world stage. That's why you're there. You want to bring forth your desires. That's why you're there. And so what most people do, your friends, your parents, your whoever, they love you, right? Oh, take a break, lay down. You, you have everything you need. Why are you even doing that anyway? They love you, right? And then the truth is, they don't want you to like if the power you would come into would have you moving away, would have you living differently, would have you not closer to them, and they are familiar with you being around, they benefit from you being around. It's like, don't do that to yourself, baby. Lay down. Come here, let me cook for you. And it's just a sweet seduction into mediocrity. It's just a sweet seduction. Anybody here know what I'm talking about? What's been the story of your life the last 20 years, witness? If you're still here. What's been the story? And then luminous and harmony. After you read details on the page, I want you to come back and tell me where you stand with woman. Come back and tell me where you stand. Is it for you? Is it not for you? If it's for you, will you be signing up today? I want to know. So the purpose of the womanhood initiation is to even have women have that experience with me. Hey, Iris. Greatness held in me. Ooh, that's a good one. Greatness held in mediocrity. And here's what I see so often. Ooh, I see people. I just see people. Like, I don't know if April is here right now, but April is one of those people where, like, I can just see. And, like, I can't make anybody do anything. I wouldn't even want to make anybody do anything. I want people to do what they actually want to do. By my most trusted family, exactly. Witness said, greatness held in mediocrity by my most trusted family. I'm going to repeat that. Greatness held in mediocrity by my most trusted family. Good God. So the initiation is your opportunity to be in my presence, decide, because I opened the initiation today by saying most women do not want their power. Hell, most men don't want their power because it's a responsibility. To some people, it feels like a burden. Only in the beginning does it really feel like a burden. Once you actually commit and you start moving through, it's such an, it's like, I feel like there's another word beyond honor, but it's such a, your level of gratitude for life changes. Like when you really get on the time of like your real thing. And I know a lot of people who are married right now and they didn't marry their right person. And so they're never going to be on their time. Let me say, the power that they actually are, especially the power I can see in them, they're never going to be on it because they're with that person and they can never be on it with that person. When I say two or more of the right people, I mean that. When there's two or more of the right people, I'm telling you, it's going to be a growth. It's going to be a growth. And it ain't going to be like anything you have seen or used to, or maybe even more than you can even dream about. When two or more of the right ones, whether it's man and woman, whether it's man, man, woman, woman, but it's going to be a woman in the equation. It's not going to be two men. A woman has to be in the equation. Once that happens, where there's a level of fearlessness, and I'm not saying there's not fear at all, but there's a level of fearlessness and the skill of traversing fear, and we're not hooked into any of these man-made systems. I'm telling you, I agree with Kanye. Love is cursed by monogamy. In many ways, love is cursed by monogamy. And the need to make it work in a marriage, when you are truly one of the chosen, boy, please, you're going to send yourself through a whole cannery. Hi, Moma. Are you new here? You've been too hopeful. Now you realize. So the woman, I asked her a series of questions while we were live today. This is my first time meeting her. She said she just came across my content. I asked a series of questions, and she was like, she realizes that when she gives it to the universe, like takes her hands off of it, trying to make it do what she wants it to do, just wanting versus actual desire. When she takes her hands off of it, she's like, wow, it's going to have like so much power. Like it's even going to take pressure off of me. It's going to take like the job off of me to do it all. And I can really lay in what I am to do while I'm supported by the hands that could do so much more than I could do. And I said to her, I said, have you ever thought that or known that before today? And she's like, I'd never seen it that way. And so it was another woman, though, who was there who talked about the same thing. Like, when I'm seen, I can't control. And how I've heard this so many times, though, they're not the only ones, how so many of us, the different ways we are attempting to control something. And in our attempt to control, and we're not actually controlling, we're keeping ourselves out of the thing that we most want. But in our attempt to control, we keep ourselves out of the thing that we want, and we miss out on us benefiting and all the other people who would benefit when we take our hands off and allow ourselves to truly surrender. People love throwing that word surrender. And now here's the thing. Now everybody think they doing pussy work. Ain't no way in the world you doing true pussy work. And I'm telling you, talking to people more and more make me realize how exceptional the frequency is over here. Women today on during their womanhood initiation, they've done pussy work. I'm like, well, who? Where? You know? And I said, I apologize that if they sold you according to you getting some kind of freedom and liberation, and look, maybe they did on some level. But no, no. And this is why I keep saying most women don't want the power. This is why some people leave me or don't even want to lean in. They'll watch me from a distance and they'll get crumbs from a distance, but they don't want to be up close, right? It's a whole other responsibility, and that's a whole other truth, frankly, to be an actual interactive physical relationship with somebody like me. And I'm perfect for the women who want that. The women who are coming into the community and have already signed up for Woman and have already signed up for Italy, by the way. We had our first woman sign up for Italy yesterday. And one of the women on the initiation today was like, I am coming to Italy. Italy is for me. Okay. So that's exciting. This is what I mean. She was like, you are it. You are what I have been working on, what I've been thinking about. And here's another thing that came up. Oh, God. And I think we're going to talk about this another day. How many women feel relieved when their mother dies? They love their mother. They took care of their mother. They love their mother dearly. And they feel a relief when their mother dies. And they feel like they can come out in the world really now. Anybody else feel that or felt that? Lumina said me. I remember posting on Facebook years ago when I was focused on helping women heal sexual trauma. In 2014, after a really dark depression, in that dark, deep night of the soul, it became clear to me that I needed to come out and help women heal sexual trauma. And up until that point, I had never even thought about doing that. I had only done my own unorthodox, very taboo stuff to get my own self free from the tension and the distortion of sexual molestation. I had never thought to actually sell it to other people. And during that dark night, I'm telling you, when you listen and respond, and I brought it out and I started working with women on healing sexual trauma. And that's one of the patterns that I just started seeing. So many women were like either in their mother's shadow or never felt like they could be who they wanted to be with their mom, which is why I talked yesterday about, remember I talked about being scared of making more money than my mom, which is why I recommend this book. Let me get it again. Which is why, take a screenshot. Into the Heart of the Feminine. Facing the Death Mother archetype to reclaim love, strength, and vitality. All about how the relationship with the mother impacts how the child develops. Mama says she just cut her mom off in most family. Wow, that's powerful. Luminous says she was the love of my life, but was my biggest bully. Wow. I'm coming out of a depression because I feel that way and I feel bad. I didn't take it too hard. It felt freeing. Yeah. Witness said waiting for dad. Now I'm part of a group. Or what, you part of a group of folks who are waiting for their dad to die? And it's just one of those conversations that's not talked about publicly. Or like, I'm waiting for my mom to die, or I'm waiting for my dad to die, right? Because I feel like I can't be who I really want to be as long as my parents are alive. Like, is that some real shit or something? What? That's like what Kanye say. It's something that the pastor can't preach. It's something that a teacher can't teach. So I'm saying religion got people. I'm telling you, and I don't mean the Bible per se, because there's a lot of parables and life stories and things in the Bible that can help you. But goddamn, the way males have distorted the damn Bible to control people, and people can't even get the real power about the Bible. It's like, get up out of here. Are we gonna have an honest conversation or not? Hold on, let me. Hi, Rosemary. Hope said, I love and respect my mother deeply and learned how to give myself to others by sacrificing. Yeah. Witness said, I never heard of other people like this. Exactly, because people don't talk about this. Nobody's going to come online and say, yeah, I'm waiting for my mother to die because I feel like I'm in her shadow and she was my biggest bully. Nobody's going to come online and say that. You know, no one's going to say, no man is going to come online and say, my father's respect matters and I'm afraid of, the man who I really am feels like a dishonor to my dad and he won't respect me. Therefore, I secretly look forward to my dad dying so I can be the man, be the king who I know I am to be. Like, who's going to come online and say that? And the woman who would come and say that, the man who would come and say that, do you know how freeing that would be? Do you know how alchemical that would be? That's basically when I started writing in an alchemical way in 2014, filthy shit, suck dick in on the floor. The amount of women who were like, oh my God. I mean, my shit was so raw. I was getting DMs from people saying, is this you? Has your account been hijacked? That's how you know you on some, like, especially when people are not used to you talking like that. When you start getting free and you make a whole new decision, yeah. Nobody's going to say my absentee. I don't know what you mean by that. That's the content I want to make, and I just don't know where to start. Luminous, baby girl. Luminous said, I feel excited to see who I am without her. Oh my God. Gosh, I feel the truth of that. Luminous, you start by just doing it. You start by just doing it. And also making a decision about you'll handle it in the event your mom confronts you. She's alive, right? So there's a possibility she would see your content, right? Because that's what I had to face. Like, I need to get free, and this shit that I'm going to publish, my mom could very well have a problem with it. So how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm publishing this content, and when and if she finds this, we'll handle it. That was an understanding I had to come to within myself. And the thing that really pushed me over the edge was desperation, frankly. Thank you for all the hearts. We got just about 2,000 hearts, 2,000 likes. So, I to wrap up the topic for today of the insanity of control and the illusion of safety. One, it you're not really safe. It's a false sense of safety, right? And I know most of you know that conceptually, but still somehow, right? You don't act as if you know that. I'm inviting you all, not all of y'all, not all, no, I shouldn't say all. I'm inviting particularly Luminous and Harmony to come into Woman. So, Luminous, answer me about Woman, please. And then for the rest of you, I invite you to sign up for the Womanhood Initiation. Now, because it just passed, the registration page still has it for today at 12, which has already happened. But the next one is going to be on Sunday. So if you'd like to come and have an experience with me, which is an initiation into womanhood, where we will go deeper into this, we'll put some attention on what your fears are, get into some of the unconscious understanding. And then at the end, I'll invite you into woman if I think it's a good fit. You should sign up for the initiation. It's happening this Sunday. You can go to the link in my bio, click that link, and I think the very first option is Womanhood Initiation. You signed up for woman? Is that what you're saying, Luminous? Hi, Goddess. No one is going to say my absentee parent makes me desire attention from their gender to compensate. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that makes me so excited. You are number 4, pioneer number 4. That's what I've just decided. I'm numbering every single. So the first 25 women who sign up for woman are my pioneering leaders. You're signing into a vision. You're signing up to yourself. You're signing up to the community. This is brand new. You're the 4th one, Luminous. Pioneer number 4. Claim that right now. Pioneer number 4. Chantel is pioneer number 3. So Luminous, I want you to show up on Sunday at 3 p.m. I've decided I'm going to do it 3 p.m. Pacific. The website hasn't been updated to reflect this yet, but it will. So this coming Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific is when the Womanhood Initiation is going to be. For anybody else who's here, who's going to sign up for it, just know that. And the page will reflect that later today because I want to meet you. We're all on video. You get to see what this initiation is looking like for the women who will go through it. And obviously, I would love for you to go through it too so we can have that connection point. Yes, Lumina says she beat my voice out of me and I want it back. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, very good. That's some good content I wanted to say for judo. No one is going to say my absentee parent makes me desire attention from their gender to compensate. Yeah, that's some really good content right there. A lot of people will resonate with that content. All right. So that's my answer. That's my solution for you. Like, how do you get out of the need to control? Everything that even all the how to, everything I'm teaching, it's always going to be come back to community. That's where you're going to be supported. That's where we can do a little bit better of cornering, right? Because there's a cornering in community, but then there's a cornering in private. That's a whole other thing. And so we get to corner, we get to love. We're going to be doing alchemical work. I'm going to be bringing in other speakers. I already know Mashika's coming in. We already talked about it. And Mashika is a very accomplished businesswoman who her saying is, poverty is women's greatest enemy, not man. Those are Mashika's words, and I support it. Poverty is women's greatest enemy, not man. I repeat, poverty is women's greatest enemy, not man. Okay? So that's her saying. She's going to be one of the speakers coming in to talk to us about how to really own this power around our money and abundance. Not even just money, but like full abundance. Like we were having a conversation because Mashika came to Women Gods Gather in Atlanta, which was wonderful. And she was like, this is a very thriving conversation. We were talking about assets and passing on assets to whomever, children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, etc., and setting up trusts, but then also preparing the children to handle what you're going to leave them, because we assume that the kids are just going to handle things well. And a lot of kids don't know how to handle wealth well unless you, first of all, let them know you're leaving them things, right? Let them know so they know that that's part of, their responsibility. And then how to manage this stuff, how to engage with whoever's going to be even overseeing things and all that. So she was like, wow, this is such a thriving conversation. So Mashika is going to be coming in to speak in the woman community and other speakers as well. I'm going to be meeting with you all once a month. And then we're going to be inside of a community online off of social media where everybody can connect on a regular basis. I'm really excited. This is a long-term community. Yeah, and there's so much more. I want this to be for 18 and up. Not even I want, it is for 18 and up, okay? That's Why it's also $99 a month with so much value, because I want an 18-year-old to be able to come in here or borrow the money from their parents and it not be some large amount of money for them to ask their parents for. Um, Even people who are like low income, because this will be a very large community and it is global and we're laying it down. And it's going to be brick by brick, bit by bit. We're going to grow this thing and it's going to be the place, it's going to be a village. That's what it is. It's going to be a village. I want all generations in there. A woman today who didn't sign up, is she's like, I'm signing up, Naima. Just right. This woman was in her 60s. And that's exactly what I want. I want multi generations in this community. I want all of us to see each other, hear each other. I want all of us to be true. I want all of us to learn what it's like to be tender with each other. I want all of us to learn what it's like to be compassionate, what it's like to make a mistake, what it's like to be disrespected and disrespected or to disrespect and to be checked kindly. Because a lot of us are just underdeveloped. That's it. We haven't had models. We haven't had people who gave a shit about us to even show us how to mature into womanhood. A lot of us have, waited for our mom to die. We've hidden behind husbands. We've given ourselves to our families and sacrificed ourselves. And right. And then some of us are young, like as a young lady who's 27 years old. She was the second woman to sign up. Yeah, the second woman, 27 years old. She has a son. She's talked about her sexual self and always being different and who am I? And I just like having all these emotions and wanting to grow up and just like being by herself all the time. And how do I do this? And you see what I mean? Like the dynamic variety of women. I'm telling you, this shit is, we are done with being isolated. We are done with being in ourselves, housed by ourselves, trying to figure it out, watching videos online, never asking the questions that we really want to ask, not knowing who we are, not getting our deepest needs met, not living these incredible lives that we know are for us, trying to piecemeal our lives together with a video from here, a video over there, just trying to piece it all together, never dealing with the holistic nature of the individual. And I just really own the fact that even I waited, like maybe somebody else to do it, but I also have been asking for help. I've been asking for help in different ways. Like, how do I do this? Because even for me as the visionary has a whole different mind than the person who's in the minutia of the details. And so it's been such a job and a responsibility for me to be like, okay, I have the vision. Here's the vision. Okay, who's going to do this? And the energy that it takes and the responsibility that it takes and the power that it takes. And I've reached out to people from True Desire over the years, and and having my own emotions around all this. Like I'm human too. Like I'm in flesh too. And so having my own emotions around this and the responsibility of it all and asking for help, or even having a woman come in and I'm like, okay, this is the environment where she's going to get a chance to grow, and not realizing that there's so much more about my influence in her life that needs to be there, and just so much to learn. Like I'm learning too, and making so many mistakes, and what has had me keep going when so much has been not making sense, when I've been alone so often on the path, when financially it hasn't worked out, when it doesn't feel good and I feel like a loser and nothing is working and all the things. The thing that keeps it all going is the real heart and soul and the true desire of it all, and knowing who I am. Like it doesn't make any sense for me to even still be going. It really just doesn't make any sense. It makes me think of that quote by Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, who's now deceased. He died from cancer, if you didn't know. And he was in an interview and he said, you really have to love what you do. It has to be a true personal love. He said, because it's so hard that any rational person would quit. Like, if we just look at the see, y'all don't know what I know about, and when I tell you that drop and hit my soul so, and I felt so like, yes, that's exactly it. And you can go find it on YouTube right now. He said you have to love it, because the interviewer was asking him like about success and passion and all this. He said you have to love it. He said, because it's so hard and you have to work so hard for so long that if you don't love it, you are going to quit. And when I tell you I've had so many reasons to quit, and I literally, it was either, what was this? I think it was last night. It was a very loud, very like, because it's some things coming that I'm not going to talk about, but when it's time, I'll talk about it. For 12 years, this year, let me see, 2011, 11, 12, 13, 14. About November of this year, it'll be 13 years that I've been online, creating content, serving women around the world, growing. And all that has felt like just prep. It's not even the thing. I feel like I'm just getting started. 13 years, and I feel like I'm just getting started. You gotta love it. He said, because any rational person, any rational person would quit. Boy, I'm telling you. Boy, listen. Running out of money, sleeping in my car, being told no, time and time and time again, being embarrassed, not knowing what's happening, following spirit and shits don't work. Wait a minute, you told me to do this. Why? What's going on here? Sleepless nights, drinking heavily because fuck it, I need to take the edge off. I mean, come on. All the shits. Having to move back home. The night before was powerful energy that I could feel during the entire night. Staying with other people. Let me tell y'all about this staying with other people. So you may or may not. Oh, Harmony, are you signing up for Woman today? Because if so, you're pioneer number 4. I only want you to sign up if you truly feel called. So you guys have heard me talk about going on tour in 2014. Yes? No? I'm waiting to hear from you, Harmony. I went on tour. The name of my tour was called Better Sex and Deeper Intimacy. Straight Up Desire had me on this tour. Oh my God, you're pioneer number 5. I want to see you on Sunday as well. We'll talk more about it. Oh, hold on. Let me plug up my cell phone. Hold on. Come on. I should have plugged it up. I saw this thing say 15%, and I was so into. So Straight Up Desire had me on this tour. It was called Better Sex and Deeper Intimacy. I did not have the money to do this tour. It just logically, it didn't make sense for me to do this tour. Logically, okay? If I would have sat down and been like, okay, so what is it gonna cost? Okay, so if I would have went the masculine route, the tour would have never happened. Oh, I shouldn't say would have never. Maybe it would have happened at a future date, whatever. You see what I mean? Best friends getting their voices back together. I feel bad for the world. Is that how you see it? I love that. Ugh. I love that. Is that how you see Woman? Luminous? Yes, character development, Lady T. I want to speak to this staying with other people piece because if some of y'all are here or you know are afraid of being ashamed of having to move back in with somebody to be supported. So I had desire, Straight Up Desire had me wanting to go on this tour. And it was called Better Sex and Deeper Intimacy. And I really wanted to spread the message about sexual power. Now, I'm new to this myself. Remember, my Dark Night of the Soul was the end of 2013. So for me to be on this tour in 2014 was like, I'm like Bambi in a way. As far as my outward expression and teaching, inside, I knew it like I knew it like I knew it. But y'all know that whole place of you know it, but then bringing it out into the world is a whole other thing. And I was also in this place where I wasn't fucking around with no other coaches, that I needed shit to be true. And I hadn't yet found a coach who was at the level of truth that I was at, okay? Especially who was dealing in sex power and magic and primal energy and raw feminine power, etc. And desire had me like, I want to go, I got to go on this tour. We going on this tour. And when I just think in retrospect, I'm telling you, true desire is the way. Yeah, I better go. Yeah, true desire, and you gonna get there, and especially inside of this woman community. So I remember being like, okay, so what cities you want to go to? And then I boom laid out the cities, and it was, I can't even remember the city in Florida, but I know I ended up speaking at a women's event in Miami, and then I had an event in Florida, like Deerfield Beach or something like that. Atlanta was one of the stops, Sacramento, and Berkeley, California. And so exactly went like this. Okay, so how can you, how are you gonna do this in Atlanta? You don't, because I didn't have money. Okay, so you don't have money to stay somewhere. So how can you stay in Atlanta? And then instantly this woman's name popped in my mind, who I didn't even really know her. We just knew each other through Facebook. Literally DM'd her and was like, look, I'm going on tour. I'm looking for somewhere to stay, blah, blah, blah. I would love for you to host me. Could you help me market it? Could you help me? And I just told her straight up what I wanted. She was like, would love to. Boom. Florida. You know what I used to be able to be in Florida? Couch surfing. There's a website called couchsurfing.com where people who are offering up their couch let you come sleep on a couch. You don't have to pay for nothing, whatever. If y'all want to strike up a deal for maybe you cook or clean or so, obviously y'all can do that, but that's not a requirement. This dude let me sleep. I ended up sleeping on, I think, two people's couches. And one dude, we had so much fun at his house. He really just wanted feminine energy around him. He was a single guy. He just wanted feminine energy around him. It was me and two other women. He had a big ass house in Miami. He had a big ass house, marble floors. It was barely furnished, but the rooms we were in had beds in them. The other girls cooked. I didn't cook, but I like set up all the stuff for people to like, because we have food and drinks and like everything need to be set up. So I did help with the setup. He had a pool, a beautiful pool with like nighttime lights and outside sound. And it was like living outside. So he had the pool with all the couches, and it was posh as hell. So it was me, two other women. We had a good time. Even me and the other women went to like the beach one day. And then he took us to some party, some rich man's party. And I was just on his couch from my tour. And I was the black one. And then the other girls were something else. Like one girl was white and another girl was like Persian or something like that. And he took all three of us to this rich guy's house. And this rich guy had women over there. And it was all set. Basically, the other rich guy's house who we went to was kind of set up like ours. But that rich guy had a wife, like an unattractive wife, but then other women around. And it was just, and it was a nice house and it was a party and it was like all these good looking people were there, and he just wanted to look good. He wanted to look like he had multiple women. And I was just like, oh my God, this is hilarious. But the point is, to host my event in Miami, I slept on this guy's couch. And actually, it was a bedroom. He had several rooms, and one of the rooms had beds, and me and two of the women slept in that room where the three beds were. So that was that. And then another guy, I just slept on his couch. That was a black guy, actually. And he lived alone. And I remember his kitchen was filthy. I only slept one night there. I was like, I got to get out of here. This is not it. So that, and then the woman in Atlanta, she hosted me. Not only did she host me and I slept on her couch, but then she helped market the event in Atlanta. She helped handle my check-in. So when we had the actual event, she handled the check-in in Atlanta. Then in Berkeley, I had a woman help me in Berkeley. And it's just, the whole, when you have a true vision and your desire is pulling things, resources show up and you are willing to do the things that need to be done. You see? I went on tour with no money, Hi, my visible blend. I went on tour with no money in Norway for 2 months this fall. Truly magical, isn't it? Especially when you are literally depending on other people and you're just trusting the process and all you're following is desire. Make me want to go do it again. Well, I still do it, but I mean, like, it's something about not having money and like truly, truly, truly needing people. I need people now too, and it's like, look, if you leave, the shit is gonna get done. You know, mm. Especially when I calm down. The calm down, yes. I've been vulnerable thinking that would induce people to be more empathetic and helpful. I regretted it every time. I'll be homeless before I ask for help. I always figure things out anyhow. Yeah, it just really depends on the intention you're setting for your life. That's what I've found how things work out. Because I'm not even saying bad things didn't work out with me. Like, things that didn't feel good or I didn't like or somebody didn't come through or whatnot. But because my intent was to host my tour, that governed my steps, that governed how I handle things. So if your intent is, you still want to be like in a sunken place and low and you want to be a victim, everything that happens, you're going to look at it as happening to you. But when you're in a place where you're looking to live from, you got a real desire that's driving you, even when shit doesn't go right, that's in service to you too. It's all about where your intent is that dictates how you perceive what's happening. Where did you go on tour? And my visible blend, what's your name? And where did you go on tour? What was the tour about? When I think Norway, I think cold. And I had a visual that really made me like, nope, nope, nope. As it relates to Norway and all those Nordic countries. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, Eva. Oh, it's where you're from. Okay. All of Norway. What were you on tour for? Like, what was it about? It's the $1 million dream on a shoestring budget. Yeah. And that was fun for that time. I wouldn't want to do that again where I have no money. You know what I mean? Now I want to have certain food and I want to, I just want things. I want to be in a certain building. Back then I was like, whoever will house me. I want a certain environment. I want a certain. You got a couch for me? I'm there. Visible mending. Ah. Oh, okay. You went on tour for the book. Wow. But that's the power of how desire will drive you because any sane person would quit. In this context, insanity is a good thing. So, in closing, does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like me to elaborate? Otherwise, I'm getting ready to go. Um, Eva, I encourage you to go look at Woman, just based on the conversations that we've had and who I see you as. I encourage you to go to the link in my bio, click it, and click on Woman, not Womanhood Initiation, which is the first one. Go to Woman and read those details and tell me if that's for you and if you'll be signing up. The first 25 women who sign up, so you would be the sixth, as far as I know, are my pioneering founders. This is a brand new community. And the first 25, I'm identifying and I'm stamping you as my pioneering 25. Oh my God, I love that. My pioneering 25. You will have a special place in my heart. And I also want to see you on Sunday at Womanhood Initiation happening at 3 p.m. Pacific. Whether you sign up or not, I want you there on Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Obviously, if you can't make it, come to the next one. You're welcome, Mockingbird. So any questions? Final call. Questions, comments. One place I was on a mattress in a shop. Other times I was going free on a cruise. Oh my God. like a retail shop. So the owner lets you stay there, like in the back. Is that what happened? I have a whole vision now. And then they had a water fountain so you could drink water. It's like when you living like that, you're like, okay, I just need water, right? And then some kind of food place nearby, or maybe who you staying with got food. You know how to do it. You know how to live like that, right? And then you know how to eat less, right? You start eating less because you got less, right? Increíble. Woo! What a life. All right, so as a reminder, Womanhood, the show, Womanhood with Naima. Let me ask y'all. Oh, this is good. I have a question. I want to hear from all the women here, especially if you're here on a regular, or even if you're new here. What do you like better for my show that's going to be Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. here on TikTok? Do you prefer Womanhood with Naima, or do you prefer Spiritual and Rich with Naima? I think I'm going to ask my email community too. I'm curious. What do you prefer the show to be called? Womanhood with Naima or Spiritual and Rich with Naima? Tell me in the comments. And then I'm out of here. Thank you, Harmony. That was my first choice. And I was thinking, like, for laying it down of what, in what context do I mean spiritual and rich? Yet womanhood, and knowing that the womanhood community, the woman community is a big part of it. Who else? Come on. Who else? Come on. Womanhood, okay. Womanhood, okay. Mockingbird, are you a man or woman? I know Eva is a woman. So, as a reminder, Womanhood starts on Monday. Starts on Monday. I'll be here every Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific. Okay? We formally, officially start. And if there's any topics you want to hear about, questions, whatnot, you can DM them to me here on TikTok, okay? Or on Facebook. Thank you so much for being here. See you next Monday.